Normal kan yam ka nasdial content baron linguasema. Biya kamal ka no online TV channel and manduni shankwas nyamla no rice ni ka no online TV. Bana watch katin content lat Corridian. Dola shaw do rewi ka Addis Ababa man chawjek ka kumu South Sudan ka malka mandan and de wereda. Take a just to one inshallah te banaling and take some point that she can touch ka ko malba benedere wi ka South Sudan. She quartin con tila kwar C5 group tin ko focus ko de South Sudan der takamal ano te roi mi chikana lat ka jen report banaling bu calling no she ka right ka self care ma yadit ano dara Dr Machar dara jelon de ka peace agreement de kan tong wan to ko ken de kan kalat ban je to ka beginning ano che to ga de ke mu shor lat ban je linga je report men dong ajen siang anyam ka jiko biben ka no online TV channel de jogono berkamal konyal tekel keji jira madana gwich live video ma mane dial kondon gorke channel no won banaroj ke kui roya shawla rewi ka Addis Ababa ka Africa Union Summit na me a very important update me de kon dial tekelingten ka jom shalat ɛkuumɛ man chala Africa Union kanishi kan kwar Africa dial la African leaders shika great ke shika mat ka road map ba South Sudan ba ja kapshonga di kanu sha kuin kware cha ja banang nyam ka jan paiwaro ronkin dangro jandang road bakale to continent gwasa me shika raja no ne ka high level talk gwam me chete ka tungwani kan kalwai ke kan kalat raar ka jan Africa Union Summit role Ethiopia ka Sunday me machanga wodi ka pairo ronkin dangro wirjan dangro bakel ken ci ga roch ka dob dan de mal dar ben ka je ka South Sudan te ke ripon mi sha kulat gwase mene report mo be karan South African President Cyril Ramaphosa jana jela share jan la Querna African Union High Level Ad Hoc Committee for South Sudan mutual C5 plus charach kacha ta danen chinadol ga ka Addis Ababa chajalat banawun yamade ka jan key water management la key pin kan focus ma kuna focus ka kuma South Sudan redul kana money jan dole jan dang dio de bangwandien ordinary session ka African Union shigane di ala kwadi aljikan nganangan winemi to focus yote ka South Sudan government lo china focus ka South Sudanese president Salva Kiir yadit kana several region leader te chiwen gwadamo ka dobo dano de fragile political transition ka South Sudan ke ta dana shi mara che je ka je ka South Sudan de nyo ka mulo ke je tenedi she can focus in ke le she can latin and gwadamo ne ji South Africa shi ka roch ka jom chalat gwasame are rojamo ka jen meeting shi jan kwar mo kwar South Africa che roch janana janata Lloyd and along can content laji IGAD la Intergovernmental Authority in Development ngot South Sudan kamila ji Africa Union la ka tije ka taken je gat ka taken United Nation ka kwi solidarity ka kana support la kum South Sudan la tije ka lwak ka lwakane gwadamo and missionary tin ci kwar ci groj mal ronkin dangred wal badage dana cha tan ajen malan bumni jen katedial ajen mal sha gorno badak no mi ma cha guje ken kwar African content ci rajam gwadamo en 2010 peace agreement ajen ngono jen tenonen ci Ramaphosa ci kula right gwasa meni ka jen kir ma yadi ka jawdana ci lad taken ke ne tito chicken gari aleka no de kamra reti jen ka juba ka tada chicken gu jen no mal ba bendere wi ka South Sudan, and the only way we now focus come and jeg ne jen along men jak South Sudan ko shabonia rama fosa shelaro ne na yaram dan la kuar ajena baro de path ko ba mal ba jelalet mal 2010 peace agreement me mo nyoda ni kirma yadit gwaza me men chelat gwaza chelado ne na ka do bdan ci garwai kaje chelado kenyam man bala da kir president selwe kirma yadit michel immediate ceasefire ba ko togo rewi ka South Sudan be del kapchong non but ya dana talk part of South Sudan bekadil kapchong Kenya. That is the first thing. Allow she they need SSPDF, they need South Sudan People Defense Force. Second, got opposition party, key opposition army, second kabila mark, kajawan naman chalat gwasman. Mishala no kuma shabu niam, ki shabu ko banaba kama ki ceasefire muteten. Lord Kalajano chik ditch kirmi yadi che goten content de jaspila yo chega bamak ba kuna ngajin wojen committed, and then be pardon tin tune ken take a door che jaspila yo biga ne kun kulunyo jogono yena ay palakor shwa goten content kume SSPD ten shwa kamek namo awa jena agenda nyam kore shakir sha jogono ne wa released lunye dial content chayen, and the first priority in them and be kira lat after this is fire awa will be first by President Dr Machar bajadil kamra raitijen tirama forsa kwa South Africa chajala de George ajana gorjeno be consider gen point gen President South Sudan self became yadi no the first thing you should prioritize is to release Dr Machar Lun Dr Machar be raitijen Mugur jeno take a meaningful dialogue, can inclusive dialogue. Me malbe ben kaje. Jani yendang ro yen very important you ka South Sudan ka quit 2010 peace agreement edan shata. So kujimon Dr Machar can others who accuse it in chayen kel bagadil lun unconditionally. Chirama posa kwa South Africa me chejo mo chejalat. A George direct. Mugur jeno boniam buid boniam lunkene ideality. Ere dul kanamo man chadul kasi 5 group ken chikaroi chikaroi ko en kuin kwar baje dilat karun kin dangro jen dangro bakel the December 2026 chikalaro nene chaguro ba kuin kwar ba nyomo kwaje passport. You can see 5 group. So what do you say? Committee can lad and charge of a passport. Government Moshane dial charge displace South Sudan. Sing rune and dial the camp. But a Michigan lad of course. Kaja report me. Chigalado nene. A can quarfine ken a can queen quarbas bala free and fair. An open ideal till a citizen of South Sudan because they'll participate. So chelado nena a just South Sudan dial citizen a kaku ride in a ku exercise. All South Sudanese citizens should exercise their right, a democratic right. Magurga jabugri and realeka ko bimal betowano benedial bugachong gwa queen kware etera memo ba tak ke ba jogono chitega chong na mekel kanana benete kelkaya C5 IGAD Kennedy African Union Commission biga jal kelke kuma South Sudan ba ye goten kon le jen kun ten chala de wonene ba African Union Commission kana kan bonen kokien special African Union Commission chairperson kana 3 IGAD the head of state wa biken situation am biken monitor and malame motore wika South Sudan and you bekir me yadit be Dr Machar be deal in la talk by any mean ka do badana chala ri gwas menen ka jo Machar gwas me Kenyan President William Ruto charaj bo re meeting kana mo ajani redul kana mo ajani men gor ke long o banalet ko be South Sudan beteke mal ko ba kan leader tin kontin tekeral ba kan ngwa kel je describe initially peaceful and successful conclusion be deal tin ka kum South Sudan ka transitional government general can call parties ko benaten kontin la South Sudanese bare ya le ka quick inquiry ko kin dangro bakel Chiruto la do Michelle C5 Plaza ni yare ya leka bono bika let ke government of South Sudan ko ba mal ba no ngan wano ano ba situation dan to ko South Sudan ba je deal ya leka na me le rode ajane me le ne me tame wo bi mal beben ka South Sudan kan wo bika take incredible election me la fair ke transparent Chiruto chala do nene Ruto jen Kenyan leader Then Kandial or 11 parties because they'll participate when a call out group Bonden Konecha Gagra taken to Guamalmedan K 2018 taken participating kan bondi ala to tinta raar wa bika participate on Guad Makandial Kajan Maladana Bano especially into one piece initiative about Dore Ruto Kenya, Ajene ideal, bigger deal Latin Guad Makandial, all of them. Ko Bariga down to also Sudan Bajano. Major Georgia no, she Dr Machar, Barra, can Juquara, and mean that South Sudan bigger will win the Amre Malaka Canola group. Ko can ideal to take a demand to go Kenka, Kakir. Kana Africa Union bikana me bikana gwich do badana ba queen kwar ba jala ke South Sudan but the main focus point kake o Kenyam Dr Machar alwen keje ko banawe katin kon diala kon gor ke de larawi ke South Sudan but mi cha ka bu gor kan dialati kana tele mi shale mal maben so na me agenda na darode Bakwenya ka talking English ka jawadan and chakwela reja guatma banje linkel. African leaders have agreed on a roadmap aimed at steering South Sudan toward long-delayed election in December 2026 following high-level talk on the sideline of an African Union summit in Ethiopia on Sunday. According to South African President Cyril Ramaphosa, who chaired the African Union High-Level Ad Hoc Committee for South Sudan, or C5+, described the discussion in Addis Ababa as long in making but constructive. The meeting held during the 39th ordinary session of the African Union brought together South Sudanese President Salva Kiir Mayardit and several regional leaders to review the country's fragile political transition. Well, in his closing remark, Ramaphosa thanked Kiir and his delegation for attending, noting that the world's youngest nation has endured what he called a difficult and complex journey toward peace, stability, and democracy in the country. He said South Sudan government and people continue to look to the African Union, the Regional Intergovernmental Authority on Development, which is IGAD, and the United Nations for solidarity and support. Leaders agreed that the 2018 Reply Peace Agreement remains the paramount legal instrument against which progress should be measured. Ramaphosa said intervention by head of state had reaffirmed and shared commitment to speed up implementation of the 2018 peace deal despite ongoing obstacles. Among the key outcomes was a call for an immediate ceasefire, stop the fight, and an end to hostilities across the South Sudan. A leader also urged the release of political detainees, including first by President Dr Machar, whose legal situation in Juba, Ramaphosa say should receive consideration from South Sudanese government. He stressed the need for meaningful and inclusive dialogue, bringing together all stakeholders, including a group that have not signed the 2018 peace agreement, to ensure no party is excluded as the country prepares for elections in this 2026. In this meeting, the meeting underscored that election is scheduled for December 2026 must go ahead without further postponement. Leaders say the vote must be free and fair, allowing all eligible citizens to participate. Ramaphosa said minimum standards should be identified and implemented to enable South Sudanese citizens to exercise their democratic right. This include credible preparation, sufficient funding for electoral institutions, improved security condition, and progress on key transitional tasks such as the unification of army forces. The talk also endorsed closer coordination between the C5, IGAD, and the African Union Commission, an oversight mechanism involving the African Union Commission chairperson and 3 IGAD head of state is expected to monitor and support implementation of the agreed measures throughout 2026. While pledging regional backing, Ramaphosa emphasized that responsibility for delivering a peaceful transition and ultimately rests with South Sudan's leader. He called on them to act in a good faith, promote national cohesion and reconciliation, uphold the rule of law, and ensure a transparent and credible electoral process. Kenyan President William Ruto told the meeting that regional leaders were working to secure what he described as a peaceful and successful conclusion to South Sudan transition. He say regional leaders are working with all stakeholders, to stabilize the peace and security situation in South Sudan as the country prepare for national election in December 2026. Ruto say the C5 Plus framework is advancing effort toward a peaceful and successful conclusion of South Sudan transition period. We are working with all stakeholders to address the peace and secure situation in South Sudan, Ruto explained it. He noted that the region push is aimed at delivering credible elections at the end of the transition in December 2026. According to the Kenyan leader, the process is anchored in robust and inclusive dialogue involving all relevant parties, including all our group and those excluded from the revitalized peace agreement or revitalized transitional government of national unity. The engagement, he said, seek to resolve outstanding issues under the revitalized agreement and unlock critical transitional milestones necessary for the poll. Ruto urged all stakeholders to prioritize national unity over factional interests. As a result, we call on all participants to refrain from advancing narrow, partisan, sectarian, or ethnic interests and instead give priority to the supreme interests of the people of South Sudan, he explained. President Sam Ruto emphasized that sustained coordination under the African Union led framework remain a key to secure lasting peace and ensuring the planned 2026 election mark a credible end to the transition. For its part, the South Sudanese government delegation led by President Salva Kiir Mayardit expressed commitment to the agreed roadmap, but asks that support be provided without what it termed undue interference. Regional leader, what it termed undue interference, regional leaders say they would respect South Sudan's sovereignty while continue to offer advice and assistance. The summit was also marked by public speculation regarding President Salva Kiir's physical condition. The 74-year-old leader was seen walking with visible difficulty, prompting a wave of concern and debate across social media platforms. While the South Sudanese government delegation did not officially comment on the president's health, and the short video of him sparked renewed question about his fitness to lead the country through a demanding electoral period. Jo me ajan jo chalat kan kwara kan sharodi and realika no bika let kel ke kirmiyadi kano bi malbeben main focus point gwadme dob dan ande malder ben ke ko de dagma char kan ji kwade ga birar ano de malde nyok malat ke jeten kan cha kuin kwar cha je bir cha je bi passport cha je bi yon yam nyok again kan bu di latin and kuin kwar na mo kan dob dan di dagma char der ben ke je char realika no cha te ke ne timoti kan ka kwan te be mandale roda we can monitor gwazme one thing very concerning mi kan o maten a report kan me kan konalarin namo ta danen shinaro ke kwikir mi yadi te ka ta polo point ala kim yadi te ka joy me be jalong chere ngai kone ka video motor me shalat ka social media cha joja no an self kim yadi te ka joy self kim yadi te ka rundi jan baro widan wana tama te run jan bango ro widan wana la run def ka de jala ramdit jan gwad cha turtin ke video dana cha nyot ala shoda kel shening menetede alo jale ma da long lo changa jal she long so gwad mene chi wantin konti la je africa menu wel chinati ano ko do dana gwe ke je ala care physical condition ametede wi mon ma cha gwe no jin chi jal she long ga chiro che long ala jin ba sholan fit to lead alo mi no jin shibi chi yin kwar already chi ba gwad ba mu karadin ki bradin bilatan so na mo mediten alo wa condition de wa che ba jamat mi no de en care belong amene wonat ne ka kwen kware ka jan condition dan teten na me le roda tam ka social media amene dia konte wano tina mikir ngoda bume ba woni amre kwarka akan kwen kwar ne lat ko right now chala no en kwen kwar ba jadi lar la tok Ramaphosa ko South Africa chala do jenene jana ba do dila ne the content tie ka gwada mo bi ka kwen kwar bi kan lad we mean that we should have asked a question ba gwada men wona na lat kan no ba kwen kwar ba jala ne ten content tie ka ke we mean that kan the content cha displays 10 take off ji kam keten somewhere she can be participate ka kwen kware ko gor kan they won't care ba continue ka jano healthy condition cha la me bej right now right corner ka jan video mo cha gu jano kir chero lon ko dar wo woni che lonko der la kwar ko che te ke riktong wan tila rodian ka jan jal che long mi sha onen yena be jamat kan chen de share gwa me ka ngai kon ta dan lat kan wan ka je ka YouTube la be ja ba de la ni ta dan le ro de ja kir che shure che jending ana man tede alamen ba ka lunga ked ne de jel kel ga je che kan je ga be jalong alo people che can feel lo ala chen ji ga be jalong lo je sigan gu je no cha pal ka ta dan jele ja ka kiro she logo no be ben pin an kwena je bo kir mayadit kwena bej bolo kala lar ka wi montena ke requirement no bijina kweran gwada mone mi bijina kwer badil goje no ko fit physically right do ke ta dana ti ke je so mi ta goje no shiro lwan ka ten kon de lat ka shiro lwan ka jal we mean that take a critical condition badil kapinyan gwas mone na me je na dana le roda ka kir but kir ngode te ka jen gwada dan teten shere ka kwar Uganda would dida mo mshaun dida la president Yoweri so diarati kwar af ka chika na goro wiga ben pe ana goro ba ikon ju ka kur but gwada me chala do kir ba dil pressure ba enemy and ba dil ben pe in ka report ana chala gwasama bana nyaw je ka report den concerning an pal point mo gwada kon lat ko do dan ndong de kon linga ja ana ban je mo den ba temal ba